was the movie theater or
Oh,
the
I'll
movie
get
you
to
went to?
that here in a good moment.
Oh boy.
If you're nothing, then I'm just texting a group member of mine real quick. Okay. Um, well, we got there, and fun thing, turns out the movie we were seeing didn't have a time that day. It was set. The soonest time was actually 12:30, I think. Now, where this gets funny is we had already bought our tickets for the 10:10 showing, which we thought was going on. Turns out that the manager accidentally misheard us and gave us tickets to the movie Onward when we were seeing a basketball movie called The Way Back. So we're very confused. So they comped us the tickets, and of course, they only comped us after we waited there for like 30 minutes, and she finally checked things. So yeah, that was fun. And so yeah, we went through all that, waited half an hour, got the comp, and then went and got breakfast, and then kind of rode around for a bit. And now I'm just kind of chilling out, enjoying a cup of coffee, having just eaten a massive meal, and I have a doctor's appointment I am not looking forward to tomorrow.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
So did you not get to see the basketball movie at all?
No, we weren't gonna stay till 12:30 because I wouldn't have been able to make it back in time for this.
Oh yeah, that's true.
It was even better because when we showed up there, the place was open technically, but not open. Like their kitchens hadn't opened. The soonest viewing wasn't gonna be till the first movie at 10:10. So yeah, we actually got there before opening, and we're just kind of sitting in their lounge, and yep, wasted a full half an hour until they finally realized, oh, we screwed up. So yeah, fun stuff.
Very fun.
It was a good day.
Well, on the bright side, D&D is like an interactive movie. If the movie, you know, had like a chaos demon directing it.
Except the problem, I'm the one directing it.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then you got a bunch of crazy people playing as the actors
Mm-hmm.
with no script.
Yeah, who make it up as they go. We have a script, just no one likes to listen to it. So, but yeah, so I'm chilling out. Looking forward to tomorrow to get that doctor's appointment out of the way, finish up my final paper, and then that was another fun thing. So I finally got my final exam or my final exam. It's we have an option that if you pass it or with a high enough grade, then you don't have to take the next one. So I've guaranteed myself a 77% in the class. The problem is I want an 80, and the issue is because I scored so badly on the exam, I scored a 59%. Still pulled off a 77% in the class comfortably. But I was chatting with a lot of the other students. The highest grade on this exam, given that the instructor told us the first exam was the hardest, the second one was easy, and the third one was just kind of a middle ground since it covered everything. The highest grade on this second exam, this final exam that I got 59% on, was a 75.
Wow.
So yeah, it was ridiculous. I was pissed. So a lot of people got really low grades on it. I'm sitting back like, what the fuck just happened? And I have to take the final exam now on Thursday. On top of doing a peer evaluation and so much other shit, and then I still have to do homework today. It's just
Oh gosh.
being a college student is interesting. I tell you.
Good luck. I'm gonna have to be taking college classes here soon. So,
Wait till you get into
I'm,
actual college. It's even worse.
yeah, I'm not looking forward to it.
Yeah, well, no one ever does, but you end up stuck in it anyways. Oh man,
True, true.
it was rough, and I'm still dealing with it. Also, today we're using purple dice. I think this will show up proper.
Well, you don't want me to choose the color again after Dulkin couldn't get hit at all last session?
Yeah, no, I'm good. Well, I've already used that dice set. I've used the black ones. I've used my dice. So I'm just kind of going through them now to see which ones roll best. So far, my black dragon dice are the most deadly, as they almost wiped out Grim Legacy last night.
Oh boy.
hmm And Tren single-handedly fought off a Death Knight, which he got very
Oh,
lucky with. So
yeah, from the sounds of things.
he actually leveled up off killing the creature in a single duel, which was impressive. However, to be fair, for those who are interested in DMing, Death Knights are not meant as single combat. They're a character or a creature you want to use usually partner like skeletons and such, or a lich. Because what they do is they can single out the tank to kind of block up the tank while the lesser minions go and beat the crap out of the wizard and the support classes. So typically, a Death Knight isn't used for the way I used it, but it worked out to be interesting. Also, uh, Wolf tried to counterspell the Lich's counterspell. It was great. It was a fantastic night.
Did it work?
No, no. In the end, he failed, unfortunately.
Would you say the Death Knight standoff was more impressive than Dulkin and Zaya's grandfather?
Yeah, yeah. Honestly,
Oh, wow.
because it was a CR-17 creature fighting a level 9 player.
Oh,
Yeah. Trent did well, because he was smart in how he played it. He made sure to continue to disarm the Death Knight. So, making it so the Death Knight had a harder time actually hitting him. Because Death Knights they're basically, it's their sword that's their main focus. That's what they're really good with. Um, and they have a couple spells that are useful with if they lose their sword, but it's too. I got Trend down to like 4 HP without this ever using the sword. If I had the sword, I would have knocked him down. So,
yeah.
but oh well.
Good job for Trend for using strategy. I
Yep.
wouldn't know it.
Yeah, he was smart. Well, his character's also very complicated, playing a fighter with I think it's a battle master. So he's got a lot of stuff he's got to
Yeah.
memorize and
Oh
movements he's
yeah,
got to
don't
do.
they get like a bunch of maneuvers and stuff, right?
Yep, from their superior dice.
Mhm.
Yep, you got to be careful with that type of stuff because you got to know what you're doing. And he realized
Yeah.
pretty quick on. He also was smart in the champion he chose because he had a choice between a Death Knight and an Illithid Lich. And if he had chosen the Illithid Lich, he would have gotten his ass kicked. He would have done
Yeah.
good damage, but the amount of DPS that Lich could do, it would have been just over instantly. But yeah, it was a fun time. I enjoyed it. And now I've been chatting with Fel about tea and ramen and stuff
Of
like that.
course, as you do.
Yeah, well,
We gotta plan that Florida vacation.
well, she's adopted. Or sorry, Fel. Apologies, Fel. Fel has adopted the little brother title under me, so now apparently I have a little sister and a little brother I watch out for. So yeah, it is what it is. I've just learned to accept it.
Speaking of Fell and the others, where are they at?
Well,
Are they
Fel won't be joining us today. Um,
okay?
Fel's still at the beach, and then Dolkin's. I don't know
Ah,
where Dolkin is. Usually he's early.
I'll go text Cameron then, cause
Yeah, Dolkin might be here in a few minutes though. He's usually. I mean, it's still pre-show, so he's got a few minutes. But yeah, E2 won't be here, sadly. So, which is good because it's
no rogue
combat.
shenanigans.
Perfect time for a combat heavy session.
Oh yeah, when the tank has to leave in an hour and
Mhm.
the rogue's not there.
Yep. Oh, speak of the tank.
It's me.
Yep.
Welcome.
Are you prepared to allow your party to die when you have to leave?
I'm always ready.
I
Good
thought
dear.
you were willing to die for us, Dulkin.
Oh, I am. Oh, Dolkin is.
I mean, to be fair, Dolkin wasn't dying for you. He was just making an honorable sacrifice as a dwarf. I mean, that was his part of his job. Oh man, God. Oh, and you got a chance to look at the Staff of Peace being updated, Dolkin?
I did. Yeah.
Cool, because you'll have to remember this stuff, because I may not. Um, that's the rule of the players. The other house rule is, besides the fact of making sure to send me your character sheets when you die, is to also remember that you need to know your own character sheets, because it's not my job to memorize your shit. I have a hard enough
Yeah.
time remembering half the monsters I use. I'm not gonna try and memorize your shit as well. Especially magic casters. I don't ever play
Oh yeah.
magic, so
The Gathering.
no. Well, that too. That one I kind of skipped. I'm gonna be honest.
I played a little bit of it when Cam got me into it for a bit, but
Good way to keep you from doing drugs.
yeah, because so much money goes into the cards.
That's what D&D was. Actually, to be fair, for me when I was in school, that's what video games were. Uh, chores and shit. I mean, hell, I will admit this now because it's way past the statute of limitations. Um, my buddies I used to hang out with a lot of drug dealers. Because that's just kind of the crowd I rolled with as a kid. And not a bunch, I shouldn't say. 1 in 10 were actually decent at their jobs. And that's how you made money. Sold a little weed here, sold a little weed there, and that's how I afforded brand new N64 and PlayStation 2 games. So,
Oh,
'cause I had no interest in doing drugs, but I definitely wanted to game. Oh man. So,
okay then.
hey, you got to support your habits. If I had gotten into D&D back then, it would have been even worse. Especially because we didn't really have any game shops around out here in Portlandish area. We do now. We have something called Guardian Games, which is pretty cool. Where you can get D&D books, 3.5 and 5e, which is nice. No 1 or 2, one, first or second edition, I should say. But 3.5 and 5e are the only ones I really care about. So, God, if they would just implement some of the stuff from 3.5, like shoot, now I can't remember the name because it's been so long. The prestige classes or some of the expanded classes you could do. Like
Ooh, what are
those would have
those?
been cool. Well, prestige classes were stuff you had to fulfill. I believe Purple Night Dragon, Dulcan, correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't the Purple Night Dragon or Purple Dragon Knights, wasn't that a prestige class or was that just a subclass?
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
In 3.5? Did you not play 3.5?
No, I've only ever played 5e.
Oh wow. Holy
Yeah.
shit. And he's older than I am. That amazes me.
I only got into D&D like 2 years ago.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. I mean, when I first started playing, we played 3.5. So, anyway, so yeah, prestige classes basically were these classes you worked up to, or you got your character to fulfill. So, like for example, my favorite was Bear Warriors, and it was a mix between you had to multi-class from Barbarian and Druid, and you had to get both up to a certain level and had to have certain stat points equaled out. So, like you had to have 20 strength, like 16 con specifically, and then you qualified to go into training in 3.5 to become a bear warrior, and basically you would be able to turn into a bear while keeping in a rage going as a barbarian
Ooh.
and being able to cast spells. So it basically gave you this massive AC boost and made you tankier and shit as you got to the higher levels, and it was kind of D&D 3.5's way of kind of giving the end game purpose. That's one of the complaints in fifth edition is once you get past like level 12, you start to the game kind of starts to sour because it becomes very hard to keep up actual encounters going that are entertaining and interesting and not just a mob fight.
Unless you do like more roleplay based stuff, yeah.
Yeah. Now, of course, the way I usually run stuff, it's not as hard, but that's because I run homebrew. If I was running traditional 5e, yeah, it can become very
Yeah.
difficult. You want to stick to more the module kind of design at that point. Um, but yeah, so 3.5 with prestige classes was really cool. That's also why Ranger in 3.5 was so much more useful, is because you had a lot more interesting stuff you could do as a ranger, which I really personally liked. That was one of my favorite classes in 3.5. But I also like playing clerics with the death domain because they were fucking OP shit, and you could really tank. You could out tank a barbarian or a fighter pretty easily. So
Can you do that with them now or no?
no, you don't get the same prestige stuff that you used to, or
Mm.
some of the subclasses that we used to get. 5e was dumbed down a lot, and not necessarily a bad way, but they took away a lot of the more complicated items that players weren't, like the less experienced players were having issues with. One day, I do plan to do a 3.5 game, but I won't be able to do it on D&D Beyond because the character sheets are very different. The way stats were done. Um, for example, in 5e, your stats for like your checks, like perception, arcana, yeah, they're just automatically generated based off of your scores in your main 6 stats. In 3.5, not only were there more checks that you had available to do, but you also had to buy points into specific ones. So every time you leveled up so many times, you got a certain amount of points that you could put into that check, and depending on how high it was, you actually had to put extra points in. More like a actual RPG, if you will.
Mm.
Which was actually kind of cool. There's also a lot more interest with your backstory. Like your backstory actually mattered because that would also depend on what you did for performances. Because you could have 3 different types of performances. You could have 3 different types of specialities. I mean, there was so much more with 3.5 you could do as far as customization that 5e doesn't really allow. So I do eventually plan to do a 3.5 game, but I'll probably have to run it off Mythweaver to do so. But yeah.
If I could somehow join that, I'd be interested in learning 3.5.
Well, if you ever have an interest, here, I'm more than happy to send you a link. I have every single book from 3.5 that I have at some point copied down. Um, you're welcome to take a look and read through them. They're all PDFs, so.
Thank you.
And I think I even have it broken down too. So you can actually go into the players file and look at like must read first. So it has the player's handbook and stuff like that. Oh, that's 5e. Ignore the 5e player's handbook. Class info. So like I've got stuff for the different classes. Then the more advanced stuff, like psionics, epic level. Um, like there was a lot, and even race expansion. I mean, it was massive. I think 3.5 had like almost triple the amount of races just because it had a lot of sub race options.
You have a lot of stuff in here.
Yep, a lot of files. To give you an idea, my drive is currently 9.9 gigabytes, and it's mostly from those books. Well, that and the Warhammer books that I have on there, because I got really big into that as well for a while. Little Phil. Adorable. But yeah, so that's been kind of the fun stuff as far as that goes. 3.5 is definitely something I'd like to teach. Um, I think Cameron knows it. I know Wolf does. I think Frez and Tren want to learn. So that might be something I do more in the future. If I do that, I'll really have to set up a full campaign with a full write-up because 3.5 is very easy to get off track and let your characters get way ahead of the curve. But it's also a lot harder to balance interactions. I think at level 13 we managed with a group of 4 of us to take down a adult dragon. Of course, we had a really overpowered wizard who min-maxed to no fucking other. Uh, but yeah, it can be fun. I'm just shocked, Dolkin, that you didn't play 3.5. I really thought you were like classic D&D.
Nope.
Fair enough. Damn.
He's
Okay.
a Zoomer D&D player.
Yeah, you're more one of the young Gen Zers. I mean, to be fair, the only reason I learned 3.5 is because the guy who was my first DM, he was a when he learned off his dad, who taught him first, third edition, and then 3.5. So, I mean, I kind of had the unfair advantage, but yeah. Oh man, I remember how awesome it was fun playing a barbarian. God, I got my ass kicked so bad in that. Because barbarians capped out real quick if you didn't or prestige or multi-class. Is Cameron coming?
I sent him a text. He hasn't responded yet.
All
But he
right.
was on earlier today, so I'd assume
Yeah, he was. He was bitching
he
about
might be.
not wanting to go to Florida
Florida
with us.
weather.
He doesn't have a
Well,
choice.
I
He's
mean,
coming.
I don't do well with heat, but I'd still go just to go and try it if I could.
Listen, if the
I just
ginger's
bring like a
going,
bunch of ice.
you lot are coming along. We've got suntan
I am
lotion.
probably paler than you.
Oh, I
Just
guarantee it.
saying.
I guarantee it, because I
Yeah.
still go out and get a base burn every once in a while, so that way I can tan later.
Yeah. I don't really leave the house that much, so
Oh, see,
I
that's
have more recently, but
well, my rule of thinking, or my way of doing it is once you start working out, you want to show off what you work out, because otherwise, what's the point? So that's the only reason I go outdoors anymore. That and I like to hike. Yes.
do you know what's there good ways to like gain muscle? Like
As a
to
oh,
help promote muscle growth.
okay, wait. Now, how old are you?
I am 16.
16. Okay. How tall are you?
I'm like 5'4".
Okay, so that answers two questions. All right, now when you say muscle mass, are you talking like what kind of body are you going for?
I just want to get healthier and I want to get more, well, muscle, like burn more of the fat off and gain more muscle. So I don't really know too much about working out, so
So,
I'm
my
kind of a beginner.
recommendation is look up like if you look into women that are into gym workouts and training and such, give me an idea of what kind of body you want, and that will give me a better give me a picture of someone who you kind of think, okay, this is the idea I'm kind of looking for, and that'll give me a better idea because there's a difference between being a bodybuilder, being a strongman, being aesthetic focused, being just physically healthy. A CrossFitter. Like there are many different types of bodies that, as far as you can focus on as a gym goer, and kind of having a general goal based on that will kind of define what kind of workouts you do. So, for example, all I do is strength training. So, a lot of my stuff is heavy weights with a really good build up to that weight and continuous increases. I don't ever take, unless I'm injured, like right now. I'm always doing increases, but I'm also doing currently aesthetic work on my abs. So a lot of that means at home body weight workouts. So I work out
Mm.
2 hours in the gym every morning, and then or 5 days a week, and then during the evenings I do another hour of aesthetic workouts. So it kind of depends. Like if you have an idea of what you're looking for, here, let me actually pull up some good
What
examples.
if I wanted
Yeah.
like a more androgynous look, like physically fit but more androgynous than that?
Androgynous meaning gender fluid.
Not maybe more non-binary,
Mm.
if you could
So
think.
more like a kind of like a bodybuilder. Here, let me give you a good example. Maybe this chick is what you're looking for, because she's one of the gals I follow a lot of. Let me. She's actually one of my favorite female bodybuilders just because of how the workouts she does. She pushes good weight. It's freaking ridiculous. All right.
Welcome, Cameron.
Yo,
Finally
Maya,
Cameron.
my
here.
message.
What?
Maya, you're not allowed to remind me anymore.
Why? Cause
Not
I
why?
told her to. I don't
It's
have your.
harassment from my mom.
Oh well, you know what? Here, give me his phone number. I'll text him. Is
Okay.
is that the
No, no,
Is that the
no.
kind of
Royce, you're not allowed to have my phone number.
Maya? Is that the
Because
kind
now
of
Maya's gonna give him my phone number. No.
physique you're thinking? More like that
Hang on,
bodybuilder
I'm
type?
pulling up the link.
No, I need Royce's phone number. So when you're acting like an asshole,
Thank you, Crammond's mom.
uh,
I owe you a drink.
maybe? I don't know if
If
I
that's kind of
could
that
get
more body,
that well muscled,
well, is
but
that kind of more?
Royce, you wouldn't be able to get my mom a drink because she processes alcohol too quickly.
Well,
She
that's
can't get
fine.
drunk.
She can still have a drink, dude. That does. I'm not asking her to get drunk with me. I'm saying I owe her a drink. If that's kind of like the more bodybuilder look you're looking for, then I can send
uh,
you what I do.
maybe less
Maya,
is
are you
fine.
trying to
I'm not
come listen to
looking.
Gremlin?
Trying to become more fit and healthy.
C-
Yes, I want to live long and health.
well,
But yeah, maybe not
okay.
as much muscle
Muscle.
definition,
Okay.
but
Let me see. Before we start this session, I've still got 3 minutes. Let me look. Do image. Okay, so there's the aesthetic look, which is more of the Instagram model type here. I'll just post a
I'm not
picture.
a model
It's not
on
it's not
Instagram.
That's not what necessarily means. It just means focusing on tone
Uh,
rather than bulk. That's kind of more
uh,
aesthetic. So
more than that,
okay.
like an in between of the two, maybe.
Let me see. Well, then that answers you're probably not going for a bodybuilder build. Let me see. Because I mean, the biggest issue. So my advice. Oh, here. I'm just saying, is this a good? Uh, Something like more like this. Let me see. Here you go. So this is kind of a mix of the two. This is considered a bodybuilder, or like light workout. so it's more
Yeah,
muscle.
maybe. I don't know
So
if I'd get that much definition,
so
like
the
with the abs and
difference,
stuff, but
the real difference between these three is the amount of weight you're pushing, the amount of like workout you're doing, and then like the actual exercises themselves. So one of my biggest pieces of advice, especially for women out there who want to get into working out, I'm gonna be honest. Don't be afraid to do upper body workouts. You're not gonna die. You're not gonna turn into a man. Doing bench press is actually good for you because it strengthens pecs. And yes, women have pecs, and actually it makes your boobs perkier if you're looking for that. Just as a piece of advice, I found that out from one of the gals that trains at the gym with me. Secondly, because she just benches maybe like 10 pounds on each side, but she does a lot of reps. Um, so if you're trying to go for more of a tone to bodybuilder look, then what you want to do is I would message Wolf and ask him for specific workouts. And tell him that you're looking to more tone up and get more muscle definition, but you're not wanting to look manly. And he'll give you some good routines because
well,
Wolf knows more about that stuff than I do.
I don't mind more manly. I just don't know if I want like super bulky, super veiny, you know.
Well,
She
that
does not
the
want to be
the
buff boy.
reason those women look like that is because they do water cuts for the pictures. A water
Oh,
cut is when
dehydration.
you dehydrate yourself to all hell.
Yeah, I don't want to do
So
that.
as long as you're not doing that, you can
She
still
won't
pretty
be
much pull that.
ultra veiny.
Yeah, but building
I need to
muscle,
start doing light exercises again.
yeah, no kidding. Um, yeah. So as far as it goes, I would definitely recommend ask Wolf for some good workouts. Explain that you're wanting to kind of build up muscle and get a nice look. You're not afraid to kind of get that more um bodybuilder esque look to yourself, but you don't want to be too bulky. And he'll give you some good workouts to work on. It really depends on where you're wanting to lose the weight, and he'll ask you if you want to lean or bulk. You want to lean in your case because you're trying to lose fat. For example, whereas different, like for me, I bulk. That's why I eat so much. So mention that, and he'll give you a good workout routine because he's doing that for Fuka right now. Fuka's doing a lean based workout. He's trying to get better muscle definition and more muscle, but without eating a lot because he's tiny. Because I think Fuka's 5 feet.
Does it require like equipment? Because I don't have equipment at home.
Do you have a weight room at the gym or at the school?
There's a school. Yeah, there should be. I can
Then
see by
see
Yes,
if you
there
the.
can.
is, and you normally use it as long as you talk to a teacher.
Yeah,
There
Well,
are
once the
Adams.
once the school band's over.
yeah. I would call the school and talk to them about that. Ask them like what the options are. Oh yeah,
VC should
sorry.
have no
Well,
problem getting
thank you,
access.
Dolkin. I forgot. We're gonna start because Dolkin only has an hour.
Okay.
And I'll talk to
Okay.
you.
Can I sell the Smurf? Can I sell the Smurf dwarf again?
God damn it. We'll go into this more afterwards, Zaya, if you want. We can chat on this. I'm happy to sit down and talk to you about it anytime
Sure.
you'd like.
I should probably ask because I don't have access to a free gym either. But
Yeah, but you're clubfoot. All right. Last time we left off, the party managed to finally make sure after Dokin awakened his staff of peace. Turning into a blue smurf, the man now has an electrical shield around him and has activated one of the more or a very powerful evocation shield to himself. After defeating a few demons and taking up arms alongside the rest of New Hope, you guys have managed to make it to the small village outside of the SilverSong Manor. After Zaya's extreme scare of meeting her actual son, and seeing that the rest of New Hope is gathering to take on the mansion itself. Okay. Sorry, I was about to sneeze. The party comes together as New Hope starts to march out. The villagers around the village seem overall in a pleasant mood. The sun is shining. It is nice out. And the current year is 28 AS. The month is roughly in the June-ish area from what you guys can tell. You've been traveling for quite a while now. As you begin to move towards the overall manor. God, I am just not great today. As you start to head towards the manor, you begin to reflect on the 3 years of journeying that you've done in the past. Minus Dulkin, who's only been on the road for about a year. As we come together, the party starts to head out in the general direction with the rest of New Hope, and Acier is seeming to kind of avoid Zaya overall, while your son continues to kind of eye you up, Zaya, and eye up Dolkin as well.
This is
Chuck, how
not
you doing?
ideal.
The man looks at you and says, "My name is not Chuck, you creepy
If
old
you
man."
if you could find a way to kill him, go for it. That's
I
all
wouldn't.
I'm gonna
I could
say.
run him through with my sword, or maybe your blue friend over
Have that
there.
done.
It doesn't surprise me.
Doesn't kill me either. Sadly.
I bet that's what he said to convince you to get into his bed. My blue friend, as he kind of walks up to Dolkin and puts his arm around him, may you explain to me where you gained your interesting hue?
It's kind of a mystery for myself too. I think it's from this staff I got.
He weakened a stick.
The man looks over at Venzor and says, "Would you ever shut up?"
No, not really.
Silence
Anyways,
fell.
uh,
That only stops magic.
I mean, me and you could make a good amount of money on the road if you are of an interest. I imagine that staff of yours would be rather useful at cleaning out some of the villages and liberating the people around here. We could make a nice profit.
Oh, I'm sure it would be wonderful at assisting those in need, but I'm not looking to make a profit off that.
Well, then I'll make sure to take care of the gold and make sure you're well taken care of during those times. All you've got to
Oh
do is
no,
put
I
on a good show.
a good show.
Well, act the hero, if you will.
Ben's gonna chuckle.
No, I don't want to be no hero.
Suit yourself. Would have been worthwhile.
I'm gonna look at Dolkin and be like, yeah, you can't act worth a shit either, really.
As you guys continue heading towards the manor, ignoring the comment, the overall New Hope, the scouts keep heading out every couple of miles.
You honest.
Coming towards or as you can finally come into view, you can see that the manor has started to kind of break up slightly. The garden seems to have overtaken not only the massive iron walls that surround the area, but the building itself, a nice silvery, God, wow, marble bricking, seems to also have started to be covered by ivy and other such mosses. Many of the windows have been blown out. One of the wings of the building seem to have caved in. This manor is massive, though. It almost looks as if could be a small castle in its own right. You do what?
I
Yes.
just knocked myself.
Okay. Well, Ven's gonna talk to himself like usual. Uh, he starts to sound crazy as a few of the New Hope members kind of avoid him and kind of separate away from you lot. Your grandfather, Isaiah, finally comes over to meet up with you and explain the whole plan overall. As he kind of gathers you a lot around as the rest of New Hope continues to head off with Aesir, kind of leading them into the manor. Uh, your grandfather kind of stoops down slightly as you realize he's actually quite tall for a tiefling. As he kind of leans down to you a lot and starts to speak. So, the plan is this. I plan to set up base here. We're going to begin launching attacks around the country. The first opportunity is to liberate the SilverSong lands. Apparently, there are many peasants that are still living in these areas. After such, we plan to move on to the other tiefling houses and continue to set up more strongholds. But I'm going to need you lot to take care of. Is once we've managed to set up base here, I'm going to send you along with ACR himself towards the main capital. You already know that the main things we're looking for are inside the catacombs of the main palace. And from what I understand, and from what our scouts have gathered, it seems to be covered with more or less a few rakshasa. And the bastards are hungry by the looks of them, as they've grown thin the few months we've been gone. Thankfully, the hunting grounds apparently haven't been that profitable for them. So, if that's understood and no questions are needed,
Hungry means weak.
that's
Should be
what I
fun.
hope, or raging. We will continue to move on.
Well, one of the two. Either way, it'll be
Before we
fun.
get away from this topic, you said that there was Rakshasa there.
That's correct.
Do you have any way for us to tell if they're disguised at all?
From what we've seen, these lesser versions of the species overall seem to not be able to disguise themselves as readily. As long as you lot stay as a group, you should be fine. They shouldn't be able to disguise themselves as anybody that you know that should be reasonably around here. That's the hope, at least. I'm going to be completely honest with you. We have nothing that we can help you with on that. I can tell you this, that none of us other than ACR will be going with you or going near the capital at this point. You will be on your own, so if you see one of us, kill them.
All right,
Okay, that'll do gladly.
And he leans into Dolkin, and that includes your uncle.
of course.
Dolkin just like, stab my uncle, don't stab my uncle. I'm gonna stab my uncle.
As he looks up, is there any other questions?
Oh yeah, I got a cursed sword. Can I give it to somebody else real quick? And get a long sword in return?
You want someone else to take your sword.
I mean, it's cursed.
I don't see that
Grandfather?
happening. Yes.
What are the long-term plans? When this is all over, what do you hope to have accomplished fully?
As of right now, as he kind of rubs his temples and stands up, the main thing we just want is to reestablish the lands under rule for the time being. A council will be elected from the New Hope, and hopefully we can get the economy back up so that way people will will be able to become prosperous. By the looks of it, now I have to deal with snow elves from what one of my scouts reported.
Oh
I
yeah,
heard.
we fled an area with snow elves, so yeah, you got them fuckers to deal with. Have fun.
Yeah, sadly, apparently one of my courtiers decided to try and flirt with the queen, and that, of course, went as well as it was expected.
I did
Goddamn.
that once. It cost me an arm.
Anyways,
Girl back up.
that's the long-term plan is to get the council set up, reestablish the capital, bring as many tieflings from the outer country lands back to the capital, and start to expand our influence outwards, pushing the Rakshasa back to the sea. From there, I have no plans. There's word that Dragon's Gate and the High Elf Emporium have made an alliance as of now. But that's all I know. And there's talk of a grand council being established with them. I hear
Mm,
from Zelm himself that those things aren't going so well.
yes. With the
Yeah,
new world.
that's the one that sent us off on our little quest together, allies and fruit from burning tree and oh god, everything else.
Now, if there's nothing else, he looks at you a lot, kind of with a tired look. At this point, it looks like this man hasn't slept in many a days, as there are deep bags under his eyes.
He hasn't looked that way since we went adventuring together.
He smiles, and he looks at Doken, and remember, anybody could be one of them, as he walks off to join back up with New Hope. Okay, cool. Oh, Jesus.
Dolkin, that doesn't mean you start stabbing us.
Oh, but it might.
As you lot begin to head off in the general direction of the manor, you see that much of the New Hope members seem to be waiting for you lot. ACR's kind of standing there talking to let me pull up the proper name here. Make sure I've got this correct. Greldrum, joking with him and making light of the current situation. Something about liberating a actual manor made of silver.
That is a good joke. I also am gonna do something else real quick.
And what is
Just
that?
Make a bad joke?
No.
He is the bad
no.
joke.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cast Banishment on my Sword of Vengeance.
Oh.
Uh, okay.
Fuck off, Vengeance Spirit. I now have a +1 sword.
Alright, the sword disappears.
Oh,
You
It's almost
banished the
roots.
sword. What did you expect?
I'm banishing the soul within it. It's the evil, vengeful soul.
Uh-huh. The entire sword vanishes.
Is he
Oh.
weaponless now?
I still have my short sword.
Oh my god.
Back to the butt stabber!
um,
You could
Okay.
take my broken rapier.
Alright, so as you lot are standing there, you can hear what sounds like movement coming from inside the manor as something made of heavy wood seems to collapse and crack and snap.
Well,
Oh
talk about
boy.
cracking the bed frame.
Should we
Go ahead.
investigate?
As you look about, the doors plop open and out comes a bunch of zombies. Everyone
Okay,
roll initiative.
Oh boy.
If you don't come in, they come out for you.
Occupied.
Exclamation point C in it.
Whatever. It's just a dex check.
For
I got an 8.
Why is your Norm at
wait.
gold scale?
Oh god, the wrong character.
Normac. You're level
okay.
what? 20 now? Yeah.
The paladin.
Jesus, people. Alright.
Roll for old Ven there with his breaking arthritis bones.
And a 4 for Doken, you know, you're the most dexterous dwarf I've ever met.
There we go. At least Ben wasn't far behind Normac. It would be a fair fight.
Alright, so
Normac is too much
then,
to
as you're up first, you can see what looks to be a small horde of zombies exiting through the doors. Much of the rest of the New Hope group is backing off and kind of letting them fuddle out.
How far away are they from me?
About 30 feet. They're just coming out of the manor. You guys are at this entrance to the gate.
I'm gonna walk up a bit closer.
Alright, as you walk closer, you can actually start to see further in that there seems to be large screaming ghosts coming your direction as well.
Okay, gotta let the page load because I'm gonna use Turn Undead.
Suddenly Ven turns undead. Nothing changes. Something does change. He's finally not impudent.
No, Channel Divinity Turn Undead. I need them to make. I need every undead within 30. They can see you're human within 30 feet. Make a Wisdom saving throw.
Because zombies are good at wisdom saving throws. That's a 12.
That passes. Oh no, that matches. Not passes.
Well,
So,
that's considered a
beats me.
pass. Matching is a pass. All right.
That one passes. What about the rest?
You want me to roll for all of them? Fail. Fail. 13 on one. 2 fails, 2 successions. Do you want me to roll for every single one within the range?
Probably, yeah, because
I need more d20s.
This is the only time Ben's gonna do any good. You can do exclamation point.
I'm keeping track. Don't
R
worry.
Space D20.
Okay. You want? Since you want to know, no, I can't because there's no Dicey isn't here. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Every.
You could do like 5 d20 or 6 d20 or whatever number you need.
You can do up to.
Nope.
R space. Exclamation point R space.
There you go. All right. Now that's.
Oh, nat
fail,
20.
Fail, pass, pass.
Nat 1.
Pass, fail, fail, pass, 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 fail, fail.
Mhm. All right. There we go.
Well, I took out half of them at least.
One of
Yeah?
them zombies is very, very wise.
Yep.
One of them is so wise that he realizes he's fucked.
Yeah, pretty much.
No.
All right.
Turn undead because they die immediately because of my level. Thank goodness.
Okay. So as only a few start to turn around and run, is there anything else you want to do? Well, run in quotation marks for a zombie.
Well, doesn't turn undead powderize them if I'm a certain
Oh yeah, sorry, I was checking different spell. Yeah, it says a few of them drop. God, wow, today's not my day. I'm telling you. Just ignore the DM as he's completely forgetting most of his information and
Losing his mind.
something like that. All right. So yes, as a good now, how many is that pass? What was the save or what was the save exact? So I can keep track.
12. So
12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, 9. Easy enough. All right. As you manage to knock out 9 of them, turning them to powder, the zombies still seem unaffected as they continue to come charging at you.
I'm just gonna stand there and bonus action cast Shield of Faith on myself.
Okay. Alright, 1 second. I'm just updating my encounter, and then there we go. Okay. Alright, so as you do so. There we go. One of the banshees kind of starts to flow through everything and comes straight at you, Vin. Let's see. And it is going to, of course, do its favorite thing of touching Ven and wailing at him. But mostly just touching, and then it wails in defense. Does a 14 hit you, Ven?
No, it does not.
Alright, as you manage to avoid the corrupting touch of the Banshee as you dodge past its hands like an old mother. Alright, as the second Banshee continues to head towards you and tries the same thing. Does a 16 hit?
It would, but Shield of Faith protects me.
Alright, as you manage to yet again avoid as the hand bounces off of this illuminating shield. Zaya, you're up.
Okay. How
Not
close
so
am I to the
difficult.
zombies?
With the fact that Ven headed up, he's about 15 feet. You're now still about 30 feet out at the entrance to the gate.
30 feet. Okay.
Don't worry about
This
blasting
is
his
30
lightning.
feet?
Just AoE spells. You don't AoE power stone like Thanos.
Okay. If I have a 30-foot cone, am I able to angle that where it doesn't hit Ven, or?
Not with how
Just hit
consecrated the
me.
zombies are.
Okay, I don't have any problem hitting Ven.
Okay.
I'm going to cast Psionic Blast, and
Okay.
they need to make a Dexterity saving throw. Dex save 15.
Okay, so that's 1, 2,
They're pushed 20 feet
3,
away
4,
and knocked
5,
prone.
6, 7. Okay. Oh man.
Hey, look, I save.
Good job, Ven. The old
Flip.
bones still work.
Okay.
None of them save.
Well, I'm adding their
So
bonuses.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so only 2 of them, the 2 banshees managed to save. All right.
Okay. So the rest of them are going to be knocked back 20 feet and knocked prone. The rest are going to take half damage.
Okay, roll
I'll
damage.
Roll damage now. Yep.
As the zombies fall over, completely collapsing. Dolkin
Force
feels.
damage, by the way.
Yep, and that is how much? 24. As the zombies start to just collide and drop.
Good. Okay.
They don't seem to move afterwards. Dolkin, you start to feel like you're going to be useless during this round.
Ouch.
No, I want
I
to.
forgot how low I was on health. I charged forward. I'm an idiot. Help me.
Dolkin, there's an
I-
elven zombie. You feel the need. All right, go ahead, Zaya.
I want to. Can I sacrifice my movement to take the help action?
Are you gonna help Ven?
I was gonna help Dulkin.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
Gain advantage on the next ability check he makes, as long as it's before my next turn.
Sure, that's fine.
So yeah, I'll do that.
All right, Dolkin.
Yep.
Congratulations, you now have advantage on something you're probably not gonna use.
I just like
If
the
he's
idea of-
within 5 feet of me, I can help him attack. But if he's not, it's just an ability check advantage.
Okay. All right, Dolkin. Then you're up.
I just imagine that Zai just turns, smacks me in the ass, tells me to get in there.
Kill,
Go
kill,
for it.
kill the elven
Very
zombie.
specific area. How do you know I don't just flash of get ready wink or something.
Well,
Charismatic kiss
I mean,
blow.
if you're gonna
Mwah.
seduce the dwarf, he might be distracted from combat here.
No.
All
no,
right.
okay, fine. Smack
Yeah.
it is.
All that's left are the banshees.
Pretty much.
Yeah, so I'll just run in and try and hit one.
All right. As you run up beside Vin, go ahead and take a swing. I just saw. I thought you were saying it's a hammer. 18 hits, and that is 12 points of damage as you managed to slam.
I'm
into
gonna
one.
bonus action a searing smite into that too.
Okay.
Smite!
First arc is always the easiest.
It does
I don't know. Dude.
agree.
Okay.
There we go.
So it
Wait.
does at third level 3d6.
Yeah.
And then it needs a con save.
From the Banshee. Oh, I bet Banshees are amazing at con. Well, that's a 9.
So it takes 15 fire damage and is on fire.
You set a ghost on fire. Congratulations. It wails.
I'm gonna look at Dolk and be like, really burning through the air there, huh?
Poltergeist and grill.
That was bad. All right.
Good.
Is there anything else you want to do, Doken?
That's it.
Okay. As the zombies don't seem to move or get up, some turn to powder, some blow away. One looks very upset. Ven, you're
Daniel
up.
Snap. How many undead are within 30 feet of me now?
2 banshees that are like trying to touch you.
They're literally all that's left.
Yep.
Well,
That
dang.
you can see.
Don't do that. Don't do that right now. Well,
What?
I don't know how many spells. I know I have one first level spell slot left.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What are you gonna do, Ven?
Check how many spell slots I have left. That way I know what I can cast.
Know your character sheet before the game starts, damn it.
I don't have a fourth spell slot. I have one spell slot left. I am.
Perfect.
Start using your short sword. Because you
Yeah,
gave
no, I'm
away
not
your
done.
other sword.
I didn't give it away. I banished it for some god.
Exactly!
Oh yeah, Zaya, give me a perception check.
Oh, okay.
Since you're the
This
only
should be
one still
fun.
back around that area.
Alright, that's
I'm healing myself first.
I got a 11.
Alright. You see that a sword suddenly pops up right in front of you, sitting in the ground.
Then I believe your sword has returned.
I'll pick it up after.
Alright, is there anything else you want to do, Ven?
Yeah, because I'm standing right by them. I'm gonna. Are they each on one side of me, or are they sort of? Can
Yeah.
I angle a?
One's on fire, though.
Okay, I'm gonna aim at the one that's not on fire with frostbite.
Okay. Is that a save on their part?
Yep, con 12.
So a 6 doesn't save, I assume.
Yes, it doesn't. And
Alright.
with it, I gotta roll 2d6 on a failed, and has disadvantage on the next weapon attack roll it makes before end of its turn.
Okay. Okay. Well, oop, I just opened Steam. How much damage was that? Sorry.
Well,
It's gonna be 2d6, so
There we go. Okay. Steam popped and it lagged me out for a second. There we go.
fire, ice, and
seems like,
steam.
hey, I heard you. Oh my god!
Thank you.
Fuck.
The Banshee looks unbothered. Okay. Alright.
Don't go gambling. Don't enter the lottery today.
Okay, Ven.
I sacrificed my movement, so I'm done.
Okay. As the Banshee that's on fire has to make what's the save
The
there?
con save.
Fucking 10?
That's gonna be a fail.
Alright,
so
so it takes
1d6.
1d6. Okay, go ahead and roll.
It takes 1 damage.
As you literally
Imagine
legitimately
this fight without Dulkin.
as you do this, the Banshee being screaming and being upset is going to use its incorporeal movement, and it's going to light Ven on fire by going through him. Also,
Save.
yep,
Probably not the first time it's been on fire.
Fen, you also take 9 points of force damage. As the thing is inside you right now.
Probably also not a first time.
Dolkin, is a 16, does that save?
A save for
Your
for
fire
mine?
damage,
Your
yes.
fire.
Yeah, that saves for that.
Okay.
yeah.
There you go. Alright, yes, so there, you don't take any damage there. Or is it half damage?
On a successful save, it just ends.
Okay, so you are no longer on fire. However, you do have a flaming banshee standing inside of you.
This is not the hottest thing I've been a part of.
The other banshee is going to try and do the same thing. Now, what did you say with her with the frost bite? Frost spell that you used? What was
Disadvantage on the next. Disadvantage on the next weapon attack.
weapon
But
attack?
I'm gonna use rhyme. I'm gonna use rhyme now because it's trying to attack me, so now it has disadvantage on that.
Okay.
On the next ability check or
On
attack.
that banshee, yes. So for the banshee that was frozen, she is going to start screaming. Dolkin and Ven, give me Constitution saving throws, please.
Do I have advantage on this
You can.
because of
Zaya hasn't
Zaya's?
gone yet. Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh my god.
I'm so useful.
Ven drops to 0 HP. Dolkin, please roll again to see if you drop to 0 HP.
Oh
That
no.
was with advantage.
Oh, that was with advantage? Dolkin, you drop
rolled
to
a 9
0
and a 7.
HP. Both are down at 0 as the
Oh,
wail from the
no.
banshee takes effect. So you're both now on saving throws. So remember how people thought my undead were real easy to fight? Yeah, I'm teaching you a lesson now.
The zombies are, not the banshees.
Zaya, so
I should have used my.
as you see Ven and Dolkin just drop to the ground after a scream from the banshee, the creature what are you planning to do? Ven, shush.
Let me look at my my healing spells real quick.
You can see blood coming out of both their ears.
I have. Oh gosh, you guys really.
Partially fucking deaf. Great.
Yep, I guess serves you right. I'm going to cast healing word 3rd level on Dulkin. So 'cause he's the tank. I'll get Ven in a second. He's okay. So 1d4. Okay.
Save the tank. He's the only one who can do decent damage.
Save the tank. Save the tank. I must save. Because I know my survival chances are slim.
Alright, 13
Take
HP to
13.
Dolkin.
Great.
Okay.
Dolkin, as you stand back up, you've got a little blood in your ears. It's kind of hard to hear right now.
Yep.
And there's a
then,
really ugly lady standing above you that's very see-through.
Is she on fire or frozen?
This one's a little frosty. A little cold to the touch.
Oh.
But nothing Dolkin's not accustomed to.
Okay. 2 healing word, 2nd level on Ven.
Okay.
There you go. Alright. And I still have a bonus action, correct?
Yep. Assuming you haven't used
Alright,
it.
I'm going to bonus action. I want to. I'll give Bardic Inspiration to Dolkin because he's going after me.
Okay.
Okay, 1d8, 10
Alright.
temporary HP.
There you go, Dolkin. That should help, right?
Totally.
Alright. Zai, is there anything else you wanted to do?
Brace myself to be attacked, I guess, in case they fall again.
Yeah, the rest of New Hope's just watching as the fight's going on. They're not moving.
No, yeah, I'm assuming it's either a test or they just don't care.
All right, Dolkin, you're up. As you finally you're laying on the ground, blood coming out of your ears, and you can see a very ugly ghost standing above you. Well, floating. She's frosty looking.
Frosty,
Well,
snow rays.
Yeah, I'll get up and I go, that was odd, and I'm gonna try and hit the one because the other one is inside Ven, right?
She isn't now. Now she's standing up above Ven.
Right. I'll hit that one again then.
Okay, well she's still on fire, so go ahead.
Right.
23 hits. All right, and 10 points of damage. The ghost doesn't look very happy with you.
That's fair. I'm gonna hit it again
Okay.
and sacrifice movement for it.
as she is starting to take air in, and as you smack her again, suddenly she becomes whole, and legitimately the skull of what was inside the ghost slams onto the ground as your hammer smashes into it and it shatters in pieces. The other banshee looks very surprised. All right.
Now that that's taken care of, I'll look at the other one. All right, you're up next.
And that one realizes it's already used its whale. Okay, is there anything else you want to do, Dolkin?
That'll be it.
Okay. All right, Ven, you're up.
I'm gonna stand
Really?
up,
Okay.
and I'm gonna finally stab something with my short sword.
Please feel free to attempt. As you try to stab the ghost, it dodges nimbly.
And I gotta roll for critical fail to see how bad I hurt myself.
You gotta roll 2 natural ones, basically. Oh, so you got a 14, so you didn't kill yourself, luckily. Okay. As your sword goes through the ghost, realizing this is a ghost and your sword doesn't really work, you don't need to heal if you don't take
I'm gonna
damage.
try again.
Yeah. Okay. Again, as you stab at the air, the thing is like basically ignoring you and still staring at Dolkin while nimbly dodging your sword. It is not impressed by you in the slightest. Okay.
Well, at least it's ignoring me now.
As you state that out loud, the banshee turns.
Fuck.
Does a 18 hit? Ven?
Yes.
All right.
Oh my god. Did I waste the second level spell slot on you?
2,
I gotta take a rest
5,
soon.
11, 13 points of necrotic damage, Ven,
I'm
as
down.
she grabs you and shakes you like a newborn child. Don't ask. All right.
I pass out.
And as Ven drops to the ground once again, Zaya, you watch as Ven drops after he gets touched by a woman, not for the first time.
Oh my. Okay. Let me see. Well, you really couldn't have just stayed quiet then.
Yeah,
Quiet's not my nature. I'm Deadpool.
How?
banshees are
Okay.
fickle
How
creatures.
are in relation to Dulkin like
I'd say
and
you have a plus 10 to
okay.
relationships with Dolkin. I think he's still kind of
No.
on the fence of friendship at this point.
But then
Is how
he's
close
just
is
contemplating murder.
Dulkin? He's right by the two
Yes.
banshees, right?
They are all within
Okay.
5 feet of each other.
Yeah, I don't want to do that then.
No, you really
one's dead
should.
now.
You really should, because you have a higher chance of killing Ven that way. So I recommend that.
Well, I don't want to kill Dulkin though, because he's the tank, and I'll die
You
without
kill
him
me, you're
alive.
also gonna have a very sad it too.
It is
She'll get
sad
over it.
a lot of the time.
Fair
I'm not
enough.
gonna lie.
Fair point.
How's your guys' con? Just curious.
Well, Ven will fail, but Dolkin's a con king.
Okay.
Wait, aren't I immune to naturally failing things because of my immortality?
Good question. That's also assuming you still had your immortality.
I should. It's who made the gosh darn person.
Uh-huh. Remember those
I'm
words of hers carefully.
how weakened do the banshees appear? Like, do they appear
There's
to
only
be like
one
on
banshee.
the last legs?
The
Oh,
other
okay.
one's skull was crushed, and it still looks completely fine with dodging Ven's attacks without even looking at him.
Okay, I'm going to use a. You said how close are they with it from me? 15
From
feet?
you, 15 feet.
I'm going to use Thunder Wave, Wave of Thunderous Force, sweeps out. Everyone needs to make a Constitution saving throw. And on a
Ven
failed
fails.
save, takes damage and gets pushed away.
Ven fails
Yeah.
and gets pushed into the mansion.
Sorry, Ben. Okay.
How many feet does
I
it
need,
push?
10 feet.
10 feet. Alright, Ven, you are at the doorway to the Manor now. Let's see if Dolkin gets
Unsecured
enough.
objects are pushed
Dolkin got a 14, and the Banshee got an 11.
Oh gosh, Duncan, I am sorry.
As Dolkin gets shoved towards the
wait.
manor
Can I
door.
use the bardic inspiration?
You
Oh
already
yeah,
did.
yeah, 1d8.
I haven't used it.
Oh, you didn't
Yeah,
end up using
1d8
it?
and
No.
10 temporary hit points. Okay, yeah, you definitely passed
Dolkin
it.
passes.
Alright.
Out.
Dolkin remembers
Okay.
Zaya's words of wisdom. You can do it! You are great! You got this!
2d8 of damage.
Don't die!
12 points
and
of
then
damage.
12. Yeah, for the if the banshee failed.
Alright, so
I
Ven
took
takes...
half.
And half as much as a successful, yeah.
So Dolkin takes 6, the Banshee takes 12, and Ven takes an automatic failed saving throw.
Woohoo!
Alright, is there anything else you'd like to do, Zaya, as you continue to pummel the old man to
And
death?
the banshee is still alive.
Yeah, comfortably.
Comfortably alive, of course. I'm going to sacrifice my movement to take an action, and I want to do card throw at it. Because this went very well last time I used it.
Okay.
I gotta roll which one it is. Okay, that's maybe good.
Heals the
Alright.
Banshee.
I'll be mad if it does. Okay, and now I'm just rolling for attack. Oh my gosh!
A critical hit. Nice.
Wait,
All
what
right.
does that do for the card one?
Please roll once more, just a d20 to see if you confirm.
I also get a second card, so.
That's fine.
Tink.
But please roll to confirm. Okay,
Oh,
so you do not automatically
gosh.
kill it, so you do double damage.
Double damage. Okay. It doesn't include the modifier, correct?
No.
Okay.
Oh yes, it does. Sorry.
Oh, okay. That's poison damage.
All right,
Fuck.
10 points of damage as the Banshee is starting to turn green.
Okay, and then I gotta
20 since
roll.
that's doubled.
What?
No, I doubled it. It's
Oh, wait.
2d4 plus. It's
Oh,
1d4 plus
forgot
4
that.
normally.
Sorry, never mind. Ignore
Yeah.
me.
Here's my another
You usually
attack
do.
roll.
13 does hit.
Okay, let me roll the card. Heart of the cards. Oh, yay! It's the con one that I don't think worked last time.
At least you didn't miss and hit Ven this time. That would be funny.
Yep.
Kill me. Go ahead. It'd be fun. Willing to
Okay,
die.
1.
Yeah.
Please. Please, wait your turn to die.
It'll leave a scar on Zaya's mind. It'll be funny.
I don't know. I
Well,
mean,
she's already scarred enough.
killing you isn't really
It's
a
gotta
bad thing.
succeed on a Constitution saving throw, or be blind, because
Oh,
it's psychic damage.
An 11.
That fails.
Okay.
But I don't think it can be blind.
It cannot.
Exactly. But it gets
But
a bad
say-
headache. It gets a bad headache.
It does not feel that as it's not living. All right.
Bonus action, because I'm desperate to stay alive. Dolkin, you want another bardic inspiration? Please, don't die.
Inspired.
How are you
Please stay
inspiring?
alive.
Okay, so with her rousing speech to you, Dolkin, you feel roused to live longer. All right.
Meanwhile, Ven's over here just starting to stink up the joint.
Yeah, you can see there's a little pus
did that
coming out of Ven's
before.
mouth. All right, Dolkin, you're up. What would you like to do?
Did the Banshee get knocked away from me?
Yes, she got knocked 10 feet away from you. So did Ven, though.
Yeah, I'm still over by it.
Yeah, and dead people are usually quiet, Ven.
I turned to look at Zaya. Single target. And I'll walk towards the Banshee and hit it.
Okay, as you nonchalantly walk up with your
Thumbs
hammer.
up. You got this.
That hits. The Banshee looks rather shattered up. The skull is starting to crack.
Yeah, and I'm gonna dump another smite into it
Okay.
for another 3d6.
And the Banshee goes down in a magnificent explosion of light as the Banshee vanishes.
Yay.
Congratulations, you are now out of the encounter. Also, for those
Yeah.
wondering, that is... Oh, let me allow for XP. Add up. Ooh. Oh, I'm just going to add this. Go ahead and do your own thing.
I want to walk over to Ven, and I'm gonna poke him with my index finger and cast Cure Wounds at first level. Because I don't like have any spells left.
Neither do I. I need a nap.
Yeah, it'd be a real shame if the DM had something else up his sleeve.
Yep. Okay. There. 8 points. You're alive.
As you guys are kind of walking about, going and picking up Ven, Dulkin, trying to figure out why he's got useless teammates.
Hey, I helped heal and keep them alive.
New Hope
And
just
I
kind
killed
of
over half of them.
The
gets up and
zombies.
walks by you lot, kind of pushing Ven aside as Aesir kind of leads the charge inside. As they get in, it goes quiet. A few sounds of battle are heard. After a little while, everything seems to calm down.
I am not meant to be a cleric.
That's apparent.
Aesir
How
comes
are you
out,
doing?
looking at you lot, and says, and kind of pats Dulkin on the shoulder. Good man, and then goes back inside.
The hell? I killed half of them in one shot.
Like I didn't do anything.
Asir,
I'm gonna just sigh.
Asir,
He turns, says, yes.
we're not heading out till tomorrow, right?
From what I understand,
You got rooms for us here?
I am not the lord of the manor. I am just one of the servants.
All right, so we probably talked to Zaya's grandmother for that, right?
Grandfather. Grandmother's dead.
Grandmother. I mean,
Aesir looks at you and says, but I will inform you, I highly doubt that any of them will be bothered if you guys decided to comp a room. It's not exactly the SilverSong Manor anymore, as he looks up at the inside, as you can see the roof's caved in the center hall.
let's go find some rooms that are still intact.
You can walk correctly, Ven. Nothing
Just
broken.
barely. If it's broken, it'll be better tomorrow morning.
And I pick up his sword and I walk it over and hand it to him. Please don't.
As
Banish
you
this
try
again.
to hand it to Ven, you realize you can't you can't release the sword.
Oh no. Wait. Ven, banish this. Ven,
I can't
I-
till tomorrow. Well,
I
bonus
have my
4
other
attack.
sword. What does it do? I have my other rapier still.
Zaya, you
That's
give
a
me
long sword.
give me a moment, and I'm adding the long sword to your inventory. Ven, you can go ahead and remove it.
I will.
Can I cast Dispel Magic?
You can.
That won't work.
Okay, I'm going to use my 4th level slot to cast Dispel Magic on this 3rd level or lower. For 4th level or higher, I have to make a check.
Okay.
Since it was banished to the 4th level or higher.
Oh yeah, if I cast it at 4th level, so if it's 4th level or lower, it instantly ends. If not,
You're
I have
still
to make a check.
you still can't seem to release the longsword.
Oh my god. Saya didn't know about the sword. Ven never told anyone anything.
Nope. Whole point of having a cursed sword is to pawn it off on somebody who's unsuspecting. I will get it
Do
off
you
in
realize
after
I
nap.
can't fight with this? What happens if I run out of spells? Now I have this sword I can't use?
Zaya, like I just said, I will banish it in 20 in 4
How do you
hours,
know
not 24.
it won't still be bonded to me or whatever?
It's not bonded. It's a Curse Sword of Vengeance, but it was soul forged, so trying to banish the soul out of it just banished the blade.
Wait, is it a longsword, DM?
Yes, it
You
is.
said? Well, I guess I can use it then.
I'll add it to your inventory as soon as D&D Beyond wants to listen to me.
Do I start getting voices in my head or something weird?
No,
Kill.
you feel calm.
Well,
All right, now it's been added to your inventory and
time
equipped.
to check this out.
All right, as you kind of walk around, the manor is exactly as you remember. It's still rather large. The inside is painted with silver everywhere. Pictures of family members are torn and broken up. There's a tree growing in the middle of one of the hallways.
I'm
Many
gonna
of the
walk around and be like, it's a little better than last time I was here.
as you do see a few of the new help members walking about. Some are sleeping in rooms. You can actually see that each of the rooms have names on them as you walk about. You see Blenton's name on one, where immediately you can see that
Man,
he's inside of it.
damn it, I was gonna be a jackass.
Walking it down further, you can see that the Zaya and Tikva have a room that's shared as their names on it. There's further one down that has Zarius's name on it. And yeah,
Wait,
Well,
I don't become attuned to the sword, right? I didn't like attune to it.
the DM is not at current time to able to answer that. All right,
Okay.
walking about. Is there anything you guys
are
want to
there
do?
any empty rooms that I can just go lie down in? And because I'm assuming Itu's just auto following us.
A2 is nowhere to be seen. She hasn't been anywhere to be seen since the village.
Oh God.
Dilkin, is there anything you want to do while you're walking about this manor?
Not particularly. I'm just gonna look for a room. Ask Zaya what the best room might be, since she's most familiar.
Zaya.
Oh, sorry. I look up like dazed from the sword and be like, sorry, what was that, Dilkin?
Where's the best room around here?
I'd probably assume the lord and ladies of the house, but that's currently occupied.
All right,
Uh,
I'll reword that. The best room I could get.
Well, suppose I could show you to some of the fancier guest bedrooms. Come on. I haven't been here in years. And I'll start walking
As
and
you
gesture
head
for him to follow.
as you head back to the main room and head up the
Following
stairs
her.
towards the guest rooms, as you open up the doors, there's a many guest rooms. From what you can tell, there's almost 20 of them. This is a rather large manor that was a little more unsuspecting as the hallway seems to go on and on.
They're all pretty similar, so I guess just choose the one with the nicest view. Or whatever you want.
All right.
I walk into the nearest room that's unoccupied and go sit on the bed.
As you do walk in, you immediately get the sense of a jungle theme as the wood has got carvings of vines all around it. It's got a deep green forestry color. You can hear the sounds of the rainforest all around you.
And since I know that T's not here, I can't forcefully summon her right now. Okay, this is gonna be great.
Ven passes out. Dilkin, as you
Passing out.
as you walk about, you do see it. There is a and dwarven ambassador's room actually personally set up for what would be considered an ambassador from the dwarven kingdoms.
I'll take a peek inside.
As you look in, there's no one in there, but there's a full smith. It's got a nice large chimney set up to act as a furnace. The smell of coal and fire is strong. There's some fine weapons on the wall, more decorative than they are actual pieces to use in combat. And overall, it's made of what looks to be the bed is a very strong, sturdy rock, with a very thick and fluffy feathered bed, from what you can tell.
I'll take another peek outside, make sure like no one's like questioning why I'm in the room or anything, or like being weird about it. See if Reldrum's around, if this is his room or anything like that.
Doesn't look like it's occupied. No one's around and no one's watching you at this point.
I'll
That
give a
you
great
can see.
shrug, and all right, this one's mine.
All right. And Zaya, where are you planning to head?
I guess once I've seen that Ven and Dulkin have gotten situated, I'll head to me and Tikva's room.
Okay. As you head in, you
Is
do see
Tikva
Tikva
there?
in there. She's already snoring asleep.
Dang, I was
Okay.
gonna say, spend the night gossiping.
All right.
No, just
As the
enjoying
night
that she's alive, I
begins,
guess.
you each find yourself slowly falling asleep. The night calms. The rainforest sounds can be heard coming from Ven's room.
I
The-
sleep for only 4 hours and wake up.
The night goes on, and around about midnight, after about 3 hours of sleep, Dilkin, you start to feel someone as if their hand is grabbing at your chest. And that is where we will come back to next time on Rejected Potential. Thank you all for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this session. We will see you
Yay.
next Sunday. And look forward to my streams the rest of the week. Peace!
Yay!